Often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back tonight to the Dre Broadcasting Network as we go back side by side with the Extreme Motorsports 99.com on the path to the new champion or the championship here in the Truck Series. Tonight is the Las Vegas 350. That's the Las Vegas 350 Chase Race number 3 of 5 Extreme Motorsports 99.com Truck Series. I'm your commentator, Sean Zulu. And up in the Dre Broadcasting booth with me is David Everly. How you doing tonight, Dave?
Doing pretty good. How you doing, Sean?
Doing good too, thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, excited to continue tonight's journey here. Chase Race 3 once again, after having a heck of a race last week at Chicagoland Speedway, thehouse.com. And in that race, we had Hunter McDaniel bring it home for his first chase win. Cody McFadden came out second, Curtis Vollmer came out third, Marty Ray came out fourth, Ken Ladd came out fifth, Greg Bradshaw came out sixth, Vernon Markheim came out 7th, Tyler Holman 8th, Tommy Haynes 9th, and Timothy Hamlet did round up the top 10. And before we move on to the point standings, ladies and gentlemen, the point standings, we're going to go over once just a refresher of the drivers who are competing in the chase. A total of 13 drivers, namely Hunter McDaniel, Curtis Vollmer, Tommy Haynes, Tyler Holman, Bryce Whitson Jr., Cody McFadden, Rick Donathan, Bobby Tinch, Adam Eisenhower, Dakota Craig, Marty Ray, Tommy M. Massey, and Gary Woobot. I repeat, Gary Woobot, Tommy Haynes, Marty Ray, Dakota Craig, Adam Eisenhower, Bobby Tinch, Rick Donathan, Cody McFadden, Bryce Whitson Jr., Tyler Holman, Tommy Haynes, Curtis Vollmer, and Hunter McDaniel. And the points are very, very close, ladies and gentlemen, since the points reset, and only the 13 drivers there in points who are in the chase. The ones who are in the points once again. So we have Curtis Vollmer leading in points. He's only 1 point ahead of second place driver Tyler Holman. At the same time, we have Tyler Holman 4 points ahead of Tommy Haynes, who is in third place. Cody McFadden 4th place in points, 1 point away from third place driver Tommy Haynes. Gary Woobot is 5th place in points, only 2 points behind Cody McFadden. We have Marty Ray in 6th, only 3 points behind Gary Woobot, who's in 5th place. We have Dakota Craig and Hunter McDaniel both tied for 7th place. And these two drivers, Dakota Craig and Hunter McDaniel, 2 points behind Marty Ray, who is in 6th place. We have Tommy M. Massey, Bobby Tinch as well tied for 8th place in points. Once again, Tommy M. Massey, Bobby Tinch tied for 8th place in points. And these two drivers are only 3 points away, or 3 points behind the two drivers tied for 7th place, namely Dakota Craig and Hunter McDaniel. We have Rick Donathan 9th, Bryce Whitson Jr. 10th, and Adam Eisenhower in the 11th place position. So, ladies and gentlemen, the points are very, very close. It is still anybody's championship at this point. You know, everyone sees the bigger picture, trying to dethrone the 6 of Tom Wetmore. And so far, Curtis Vollmer, once again, still leading in the point standings. Well, ladies and gentlemen, going to tonight's race here, Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We have a 50% fuel limit as usual, as 50% fuel limit, 86-degree Fahrenheit track temperature, 78-degree Fahrenheit air temperature, partly cloudy, late afternoon, and winds from the north at 2 miles per hour. And tonight is 125 laps, just like last night in the Pro K&N Series. And ladies and gentlemen, David Everly, our producer and my right-hand man tonight, is not feeling well. So let's please wish him he'll get well soon in the chat. So please type it up and get active. Can we get a couple of shout-outs? Once again, David Everly not at 100% here tonight, but he is here to bring us the action live, the picture live here tonight, Las Vegas for Chase Race number 3. And scrolling all the way up, ladies and gentlemen, Here in the chat, we have Jamie R. Jamie in the chat, welcome Jamie to the Ray Broadcasting Network. Hope you're doing well. And Brandon Ketchum as well in the chat. Welcome back, Brandon. It's great to have you back. Amazing race on your part there last night. We also have 57i Racing. That is Hunter McDaniel, Team Maverick Motorsports. That's Maverick Motorsports driver. Welcome back, Hunter McDaniel. We have Joshua Gillen as well. Is back. Welcome back, Joshua. And Josh has a special treat. That's a special treat by Joshua Gillen. His whole team is rocking the advanced simulation products paint scheme. So we're going to be seeing that throughout the whole entire race. Well-dressed machines here tonight. And Pat T is in the chat. Welcome back, Pat. Hope you're doing well tonight as well. Welcome back. Gonna scroll down some more. We also have... They call me Red. That is Ken Ladd. Welcome back, Ken Ladd. Hope you're doing well tonight. And Pac-Man 9 Mil. Welcome back, Pac-Man. Hope you're doing well tonight as well. Jay Pryor in the chat. A heck of a race on your part last night. It is great to see you in the chat. And Tama as well in the chat. Welcome back, Tama. Hope you're doing well tonight. And also Travis Pryor in the chat. All-American in the chat. Hey, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in here tonight. And the grid is now ready. The pole sitter tonight is the 57 of Hunter McDaniel. Last week's winner in Chicagoland for chase race number 2. Marty Ray starting 2nd. Curtis Vollmer starting 3rd. We have Tyler Hallman 4th. The 4 of Brent Kuochek, don't guess, 4th. Actually 5th. Tommy Haynes 6th. We have Christian DeFalco 7th. Bobby Tinch 8th. Rick Donathan 9th, Joshua Gillen in the 10th place spot, rounding up the top 10. We have the 81 Travis Pryor 11th, Greg Bradshaw 12th, Cody McFadden 13th, Adam Eisenhower 14th, Gary B. Whitson 15th, we have Vernon Margheim 16th, Bryce Whitson Jr. 17th, Dakota Craig 18th, Jason Eisenhower 19th, and David White in the 20th place spot. We have Jim Kelly, Don Kidder Jr., Kerry Cleaver, Tommy Massey, Gary Woobot, Garrett Helmlinger, Timothy Hamlet, Chris Thorman, and Mike Franklin rounding up the rest of the field, giving us 29 drivers, 29 trucks starting tonight's race, but we've lost the 0-3 of Don Kidder. Hopefully he's able to get back in this race before the green flag flies for the first time around. But we are now rolling behind the pace car with Hunter McDaniel. And some more viewers tuning into the chat. We have Harrison 907. Welcome back, Harrison. Shake and Bake 23. That is Jim Kelly. Hope you're doing well there, Harrison. And Mercer in the chat as well. Welcome, Mercer, to the Dre Broadcasting Network. Hope you're doing well tonight. Well, exiting turn 4 this time around, the pace car dips off the racing surface, and Hunter McDaniel still holding pace. He defines the gas pedal, catches everybody off guard. Great start by Hunter McDaniel. Lap number 1, green flag is out. Chase race 3, the Las Vegas 350 with the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Track Series. And so far, a driver in the 5th place spot. The 4 of Brent Kuo trying to hang on to the 5th place spot. He overtook the 77 of Tyler Holman, who topped up the apron and pushed way wide off turn 4, but no harm done. He is still rolling. And actually, Brent moving up 1 spot to 4th place after starting in the 5th place spot against the 77 of Tyler Holman. And here further back in this pack, we have the 66 of Bobby Tinch behind the 17 of Tommy Haynes. Oh, and a quick caution flying here early on lap 2. Gonna see what happened, actually lap 3.
That looks like that's going to involve the 10 of Bryce Whitson Jr. as we go back to the Dre Broadcasting replay. It's going to involve also the 33 of Vern Margheim here, as it looks like they were running and Bryce got down up underneath, made contact, and it looks like Vern Margheim went around, but also the 36 also involved, also the 59 of David White.
Oh man, unfortunate for all those drivers involved in that piece right there. Like you said, Bryce Whitson, David White, Vernon Margheim got a piece of the action, including actually 7 of Gary Ubot included in that too. Some heavy smoke from the rear end. Jason Eisenhower as well. Oh man, that collected a lot more drivers than expected there early on the exit of turn number 4. But going back up front, we are still being led by Hunter McDaniel, second place driver Curtis Vollmer, Marty Ray third, Brent Kuhl fourth, and Tyler Homan in the 5th place position. And Ken, yep, we are missing you, man. Hope we see you again back next week at Michigan. And ladies and gentlemen, this is once again Chase Race 3 of 5. After tonight's race, that means only 2 more races left. In this case, 2 more races before the crown or the championship or the new champion, or in this case, the end of the season in the track series. So ladies and gentlemen, if you guys would like to be a part of the action, by that I mean if you'd like to become one of the drivers here with the ExtremeMotorsports99.com, check them out at ExtremeMotorsports99.com. And to give you guys a glimpse of what Extreme Motorsports has to offer, on Monday nights they have both a Pro K&N series and a road series. That's a road series and Pro K&N series. Tuesday night track series, Wednesday night Xfinity series, and Thursday night a Cup series or Gen 6 series. So you guys can join either of those or any of those based on your experience, because they do place you in a different series based on how much experience that you have. So once again, ExtremeMotorsports99.com. When it comes down to it, on Monday nights, Pro K&N series, and Tuesday nights, track series broadcast live by the Dre Broadcasting Network. Wednesday nights, Xfinity series, and Thursday nights, Cup series, both broadcast by the Online Sim Racing Network with Joe White. So be sure to check him out as well here on YouTube. That's the Online Sim Racing Network, Joe White. And up front, Hunter McDaniel clutching that sucker in, trying to save some gas already here early on, with only 5 laps in and about 2 laps on there of Green Flag Racing on his tanks. In this case, on their tanks and tires. And here, some drivers, the Gillen Motorsports team, rocking the exact same paint schemes, different colors though. That is, we have 17 of Tommy Haynes in a gray. AdvancedSimulationProducts.com, very well dressed machine. Bring immersion to your PC sim game experience. That's bring immersion to your PC sim game experience. We also have the 40 of Joshua Gillen as well in a green machine, AdvancedSimulationProducts.com. We have Jim Kelly as well in the same paint scheme but blue, AdvancedSimulationProducts.com. Once again, very, very well dressed machines. And I'm forgetting one more driver here, because we have 4 drivers rocking these amazing paint schemes. Oh, and the 98 as well. Yep, 98 of Dakota Craig. Well, going back up front, ladies and gentlemen, we are back 1 to green, being led by Hunter McDaniel with the help of Marty Ray. On the outside line, 48 of Curtis Vollmer with the help of the 4 of Brent Kuhl. Check, don't guess. And so far, only one new driver to the top 10, and that is the 81 of Travis Pryor, moving up 1 spot from where he started. But we are now going green this time around. Well, the pace car dips off and Hunter holding pace speed. Nobby finds the gas pedal and some wheel spin by 48 of Curtis Vollmer. We are now green flag racing and the side-by-side battle for second place between Marty Ray and Curtis Vollmer, side by side, and the outside line is never the place to be on a start or restart unless you see the leader getting that jump. And so far, Curtis Vollmer falls back in line behind Marty Ray, and that bumps Marty up to second place, and Curtis Vollmer down to the third place spot. So once again, Marty Ray second, Curtis Vollmer down to third. I thought I said that wrong. We have Brent Kuel in line fourth place behind the 48 of Curtis Vollmer as well. In the first 5 to 8 laps, these drivers will be battling heavily. Well, that's the first 5 to 8 laps on a new set of tires, or on a new run in this case, because at that point is when they'll have the most grip during that run. So we're going to be seeing a lot more side-by-side going on early on, like for example 17 of Tommy Haynes and Tyler Hallman, but they end up going back single file. Tommy Haynes behind Tyler Hallman at the exact same time. Haynes being approached by the 4-0 of Joshua Gillen, his teammate. And we have Bobby Tinch, 64, Cody McFadden, and the 81 of Travis Pryor. So far, we have Bobby Tinch and the 40 of Joshua Gillen on the outside line, trying to get it to work. And some single foul on the inside line. The 81, Travis Pryor, Cody McFadden, and the 18 of Rick Donathan. The outside line, ladies and gentlemen, is going to come into play, into action later on in the run, in the later stages of the race. So fingers crossed for that. These drivers have a chance at saving tires so they can be able to set themselves up for the long run. But here as we speak, the 66 of Bobby Tinch is still under fire from the 18 of Rick Donathan. In turn ahead of them, the 64 McFadden is challenging the 40 of Gillen. Oh, and the 07 of Christian DeFalco as well, one of the aliens this season in the Truck Series, right behind the 66 of Bobby Tinch. The draft is very strong here. How these drivers taking advantage of it on the front stretch and the backstretch between turns number 2 and 3, and going back up front, everybody getting more and more bunched up single file, ladies and gentlemen. The top 7 drivers less than a second within each other's range, and that is very, very close. Any mistake among these drivers, it just might cause a chain reaction. We have a driver up high, that's the 4 of Brent Kuo. To his inside we have Tyler Hallman and 17 of Tommy Haynes. At the exact same time, second place drivers going at it. Second and third place driver Marty Ray and Curtis Vollmer side by side. Curtis Vollmer to the inside and Marty Ray on the outside line. And now Curtis with the draft help of Hunter McDaniel off turn 4. Last night in the Pro K&N series, ladies and gentlemen, we saw the drivers trying to avoid the apron in the tri-oval at all costs, because the transition from between the apron and the racing surface is very deadly. At least it was deadly last night in the Pro K&N series, but everyone was avoiding it. But so far here, the drivers up front trying to take advantage of it. We noticed there 48 of Curtis Vollmer and Hunter McDaniel. We're taking advantage of that because it is, once again, the shorter way, or in this case, the shortest way around the racing surface. Yes, it is. They all go back down low and back up high on the racing surface, and Marty Ray maintains second place. And for the back end, this pack, the 40 of Joshua Gillen still rocking the outside line surprisingly, and is still being able to keep up. He is still side by side with the 18 of Rick Donathan, but Donathan just might propel past him off the exit of turn 4. It looks like Josh is still staying high, he's hoping for a gap to open on the inside so he can be able to get back on the inside and avoid losing time and spots to other drivers. But so far, having no luck, he is holding his own on the outside. And some more side-by-side going on to the 23rd place spot between 36 of Jason Eisenhower and 33 of Vern Markheim. These two drivers get a piece of the action, ladies and gentlemen, during the first caution, but are now back on the racing surface with brand new machines and a lot of determination to get the job done despite their bad luck there early on. As right there, Jason was able to maintain 22nd place against Vern Markheim in 23rd. And one thing I forgot to touch on there early on is that the drivers do have one backup truck, ladies and gentlemen. That is one quick fix, one fast repair. So most of those drivers who got a piece of the action there early on, like Gary Woobot, who was smoking heavily from the rear end, were able to get their only backup truck. But the downside to that is that using it that early is, if they get involved in something else later on, that will most likely end their night. But fingers crossed that that does not end up happening here in the race. And Don Kittery Jr., we talked about how he lost connection there before the green flag had flown. He is now back in the server, being shown 3 laps down in 28th. And some new viewers in the chat. We have Incredible Hulk and the chat. Welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network. Let's go 23. That is 23 of Jim Kelly, the Gillen Motorsports driver. Hope you're doing well there, Incredible. We also have J-Dog Gaming back again tonight with the Gillen Motorsports team. Welcome back, J-Dog. Hope you're doing well tonight. Boss Gaming as well. Boss Gaming in the chat. Welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network there, Boss Gaming. Also here for the 23, let's go 23. Oh man, Jim Kelly has quite the huge fan base out there. It's amazing. Hope you're doing well there, Boss Gaming. Well, as we speak here, 19 laps in, almost 20 laps in, some drivers still trying to take so far. It looks like the drivers are able to save tires quite well, manage their tires quite well. Well, better than the Pro K&N machines were able to do last night right here at Las Vegas for round number 13. We have the 18 of Rick. Jonathan just sustained some left side damage on the machine. Looks like he maybe exchanged some paint with one of the other drivers out there, but he is still rolling nice and strong. And we have 74 of Greg Bradshaw behind the 07 of DeFalco. And we have the top 14 drivers. That's the top 14 drivers within 2 seconds of each other. We have the 98 of Dakota Craig making a move against the 74 of Greg Bradshaw, who made a mistake on the exit of turn number 2. And last night's turn 2 was something to watch out for. A lot of drivers got claimed by the turn 2 wall. But so far seems to be doing well here tonight in these trucks. They do handle way better due to well, they do handle a lot better than the Pro K&N machines, like most drivers talked about. And we have 40 of Justin Gillen, who made a mistake entering turn 1. His machine was pushing up. As a result, he backed off. And is going to go from about 11th place to 14th in 1 lap. Yep, I'm starting to notice a lot of drivers now avoiding the bottom lane at all costs. Everyone now going to the middle to high lane. The inside lane is not a place to be. Not for much longer, at least. But we still have a few drivers taking advantage of that inside line, but the majority of the field now going once again middle to high lane, at least in between turns number 1 and 2. And further back in this pack, in the 20th place spot, we have the 69 of Kerry Cleaver ahead of the 49 of Timothy Hamlet. Hamlet is applying a lot of pressure to the rear end of Kerry Cleaver, and Kerry knows any mistake he makes is going to be a benefit for Timothy Hamlet. At the exact same time, Kerry's trying to defend his spot while trying to catch the 23 of Jim Kelly. Oh man, contacts between Kerry Cleaver and 36 of Jason Eisenhower. Both drivers lost speed and momentum, and now Vern Markheim behind, trying to get around both. So Vernon Markham in the 0-5 of Tommy Amasi finding a roadblock, being the 69 of Kerry Cleaver and 36 of Jason Eisenhower, but both drivers now back up to speed. It's all good. And the Incredible Hulk in the chat, how fast are these trucks going? Looks like up front, Hunter McDaniel was able to hit 178 miles per hour before entering turn number 3, but seems like he's going a little bit faster on the front stretch. 178 again, yep, 178, entering turn 1. So 178 miles per hour maximum speed by Hunter McDaniel, both on the front stretch and the back stretch. Oh, we have 3 drivers on pit road, ladies and gentlemen. 3 drivers on pit road. Green flag, pit stops kicking in. Brent Kuo, Tommy Haynes, including Kerry Cleaver. Whoop, and up front, Hunter McDaniel peeling off, going down pit road as we speak with 27 laps on his tires and tank. Oh man, Marty Ray, Travis Pryor, Adam Eisenhower, Dakota Craig, Joshua Gillen, and Jim Kelly all down pit road as we speak. And the new leader is 64 of Cody McFadden. But Cody McFadden up front gives up the race lead to go down pit road. So we have Cody McFadden, Tyler Holman, Curtis Vollmer, Rick Donathan, Christian DeFalco, Greg Bradshaw, Bobby Tinch, and Joshua Gillen all down pit road as we speak. And now the new leader being the 13 of Gary Whitson. Oh man, and we had some contact there on pit road between Greg Bradshaw and Bobby Tinch, but no harm done. Well, going back up front, a new leader now. That is the 10 of Bryce Whitson Jr. taking over the race lead on lap number 30. We have Garrett Helmlinger second, Timothy Hamlet third, Jason Eisenhower fourth, and Vernon Markheim in the 5th place spot. So at this point, everybody has pitted in except for the top 8 drivers, namely Bryce Whitson Jr., Garrett Helmlinger, Timothy Hamlet, Jason Eisenhower, Vernon Markheim, Tommy Amasi, and Gary Woobot, including David White. These drivers still need to pit in. And up front so far, Bryce Whitson backing it down. Yes, he is exiting turn 4. Going down pit road. Is Garrett going to follow him down pit road? Yes, Garrett Hemlinger follows down pit road as well. Yep, top 4 drivers on pit road. Bryce Whitson, Garrett Helmlinger, Timothy Hamlet, Jason Eisenhower, and now joined by Gary Woobot and David White on pit road. So now just 2 more drivers needing to pit in, namely the new race leader Vernon Markheim and Tommy Amasi. Vernon Markheim stays down on the bottom lane. Yes, he's backing it down. Oh man, almost makes contact with some faster machines out there. That was very risky, but nice save by both drivers there. And Vernon Markheim going down pit road. And Tommy Amasi, new race leader. Tommy Amasi's machine is losing speed. Yep, he's out of gas. Tommy Amasi out of gas and trying to crawl down to pit road. That is unfortunate. So 28 laps on tires max, or in a tank, is what they can go. Oh man, Tommy Amasi is going to lose a lot of time. He's already lost a lot of time as it is. So it's going to be hoping for a caution or two, because he's most likely going to be going at least 2 laps down before he exits pit road. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that rounds up the first cycle of green flag pit stops. Going to take our first commercial break of the evening. We'll be right back, so please stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Las Vegas 350. That's the Las Vegas 350 Chase Race 3 of 5 Extreme Motorsports 99.com Track Series. And ladies and gentlemen, we see a lot of new viewers out there. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the Extreme Motorsports series coming to an end, the track series at least, in the next 2 weeks. Next week we are traveling to Michigan, then the final race of the chase and the race of the championship, or the race to determine the championship, is going to be held at Homestead, Miami. With that said, the season is coming to an end, so check them out, extrememotorsports99.com, because signups are opening. Monday night, a Road Series and Pro K&N Series. Tuesday night, Track Series. Wednesday night, Xfinity Series. And Thursday night, a Cup Series. So you guys can join either of those based on your experience, because they place you in different series based on how much experience that you have. Well, going back to the race, we did end our first round of green flag pit stops there before we went to commercial, and scanning the field now. The updated top 5: Hunter McDaniel, Cody McFadden, Curtis Vollmer, Tyler Holman, and Marty Ray, 1st through 5th respectively. And looking at the pit times, the driver who had the fastest pit time, actually we had 2 drivers tied for the fastest pit time or pit stop. Tyler Holman, including Cody McFadden, with 13.3 seconds. That is Cody McFadden and Tyler Holman, 13.3 seconds spent on pit road. Then next in line was the 48 of Curtis Vollmer with 13.5 seconds spent on pit road. Well, here so far the field is very, very spread out. The leader up front, Hunter McDaniel, about 1.1 seconds ahead of second place driver Cody McFadden. But seems like Hunter McDaniel's lead is getting nothing but shorter with every single lap. Because last time I checked, the gap between the two drivers was 2 seconds. And is actually now decreasing from 1.1 seconds to 1 second flat. And because of the green flag pit stops, the field is very, very spread out. Like Dave Wallace likes to say, the green flag pit stops separate the men from the boys. So we have some drivers being shown a lap or more down, namely Travis Pryor, David White, Jim Kelly, and Tommy Amasi. Jason Eisenhower being shown 3 laps down, same as the 03 of Don Kidder Jr. So now 4 drivers, Travis Pryor, David White, Jim Kelly, and Tommy Amasi, all racing hard for the Lucky Dog, with so far Travis Pryor being the next driver in line for the Lucky Dog if a caution were to come out. Well, here up front, Hunter McDaniel has ran 20 laps on his tires. So here in the next 5 to 7 laps, he should be going down pit road for his next round of green flag pit stops. And in the chat we have Thomas. Thomas, welcome to Dre Broadcasting Network. Hope you're doing well tonight, buddy. We also have John Marine. John Marine is back in the chat. Welcome back, John. Hope you're doing well tonight. Chase race number 3, buddy. And for the back in the pack, we have the 18 of Rick Donathan. Rick Donathan, so far, his next victim is the 86 of Adam Eisenhower. At the exact same time, Donathan is being challenged or approached by the 74 of Greg Bradshaw, who had an incident on pit road while pitting in for the first round of green flag pit stops, but is still going nice and strong despite his dent in the rear end as they get around the 4 of Brent Kuhl on the outside. Actually, Brent Kuhl is backing that sucker down, going down pit road this time around for a second round of green flag pit stops. Was over 13 of Joshua, the 40 of Joshua Gillen. Being challenged by the 05 of Tommy Amasi, but no harm done here, because once again Amasi is being shown 1 lap down, but Tommy's racing hard because he's trying to catch his next victim for position, and that is the 23 of Jim Kelly for 23rd. And Kerry Cleaver as well down pit road for the second time. And ladies and gentlemen, we hope you guys are enjoying the show here tonight by the Extreme Motorsports 99.com track series live on the Dre Broadcasting Network. And some more green flag pit stops taking place as we speak. Marty Ray on pit road with 26 laps on his tires and tank. Including the leader up front, we have Hunter McDaniel on pit road, changing it up, pitting in with 25 laps on his tires and tank. And that passes the race lead over to the 64 of Cody McFadden. So Hunter McDaniel, Curtis Vollmer, Rick Donathan, and Chris Thorman on pit road, including Tyler Holman. But Cody McFadden staying out. One more lap. And pit road getting nothing but busier by the lap. We have Curtis Vollmer, Tyler Holman, Dakota Craig, Adam Eisenhower, Joshua Gillen, Bryce Whitson Jr., including Bobby Tinch, all down pit road as we speak. But up front, Cody McFadden still staying out. So the updated top 5 include Cody McFadden, Christian DeFalco, Greg Bradshaw, Garrett Helmlinger, and Curtis Vollmer. But Greg Bradshaw going down pit road as we speak. Oh, trouble on the track. Cody McFadden spun out sideways off the exit of turn 4 out, trying to back it down to go down pit road, and the caution flies.
Well, as we are going to go to the Dre Broadcast and replay, take a look at that, focusing on Cody McFadden here. See if we can see exactly what happened. Is we hit the rewind button. It looks like he was going to back it down here to go down pit road. And oh, poor Brent Cole. He was not ready to go down on pit road. Didn't know that he was slowing down and ran right into the back end of the 64 of Cody McFadden.
Oh man, as a result of that, the 4 of Brent Cole, heavy smoke from the rear end. And hopefully still has his backup truck. I don't remember him using it early on in the race today, so I believe he should still have it, and gets a brand new Drive for Diabetes Awareness.org machine as he's trying to go down pit road. But man, this caution is not a good thing for most drivers who just pitted in. Not happy to see that, namely Curtis Vollmer, Jim Kelly, Hunter McDaniel. It's gonna shake things up a lot. But it's going to be a good thing for drivers like Christian DeFalco, Garrett Helmlinger, Timothy Hamlet, Vern Markheim, because that track position will be working very, very well with them or for them, as we see DeFalco is on pit road as we speak.
One driver that really took advantage of that caution, that's going to be the 81 of Travis Pryor. He was one lap down, and when Cody McFadden was involved in that incident, and he got around him before the yellow came out, that put him back on the lead lap. So Travis Pryor, one lap down right before that, because he was right behind the 64 Cody McFadden. He is going to get the lucky spot here, as he's going to be back on the lead lap.
Yep, congrats to the 81 of Travis Pryor. And now next in line is the 23 of Jim Kelly. But we still have one driver smoking heavily on the track. Is that still Brent Cole? I believe it is. Yes, Brent Cole still smoking heavily behind the pace car, trying to crawl down to pit road. Hopefully does not end up overheating that motor, because a big loud boom will be heard if that's the case. And Brent being shown one lap down already. And as he goes down pit road, going to be going an additional lap down to be put down to 2 laps down. And the 10 of Bryce Whitson Jr.'s machine has seen better days. Not sure what happened to Bryce Whitson, but man, that thing is beat up in almost every single way known to mankind. But he is still tracking. And ladies and gentlemen, this gives us time to get a race interview in, so let's focus on the 71 of Chris Thorman. Well, ladies and gentlemen, being joined here by the 71 of Chris Thorman. Get a cup there, Chris.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Okay.
Well, man, I just noticed you were just keeping a low profile there all race long, and that caution catching you at a very, very bad time. But how's the machine handling tonight?
It was pretty good. Most of the time, I just got caught there a lap down.
Oh, 10-4, man. Very glad to hear that the machine is doing very well here in these conditions. And what was your strategy coming into tonight's race?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you there.
Oh, I was asking, what was your strategy or mindset coming into tonight's race?
I was just trying to stay with the lead back till about halfway and then start racing, but it's not going to work that way unless I can get a wave around or something.
Oh, most definitely, man. And Chris, you have one of the best dressed machines out there, the Pro Forma machine, paint scheme, Chevy Silverado. Want to tell us a little bit about the paint scheme?
Performance who pays the bills.
Well, buddy, congrats on your success here so far. We look forward to seeing you about 24 spots higher. I've seen Victory Lane.
Thank you.
That's 71 of Chris Thorman, currently in the 25th place spot. Got caught a lap down there with the caution, and now being shown 2 laps down, unfortunately. But he is still determined to get the job done regardless. But going back up front, we are being led by 07 of Christian DeFalco, one of the drivers caught at a very good time by that caution. He has the 33 of Vernon Margheim right behind him. On the outside line, the 9-0 of Garrett Helmlinger with the help of the 49 of Timothy Hamlet. Oh, looks like the caution has been extended by the race control. Looks like not everybody was caught up, and that was going to cause some serious confusion. So the current top 10, we have Christian DeFalco still leading, Garrett Helmlinger second, Vernon Margheim third, Timothy Hamlet fourth, Gary B. Whitson fifth, Gary Woolbot sixth, Travis Pryor 7th, Hunter McDaniel 8th, Greg Bradshaw 9th, Curtis Vollmer 10th, and that is rounding up the top 10. Oh, and absolutely there, Johnny Yep. Christian DeFalco as well has a well-dressed Toyota Tundra, the Lucron Automotive. So many amazing paint schemes by these drivers. They put a lot of effort into making them look this beautiful, like the 9-0 of Garrett Helmlinger, GoDaddy Toyota Tundra as well. We also have Vernon Margheim. We have the 49 of Timothy Hamlet. Can't quite tell. That's going to be the GTR machine by Vern Margheim, while the 49 of Hamlet is in the MB machine, Silverado. But we are now going green, same exact lineup this time around. That pace car dips off, and Christian DeFalco holding that pace speed. He finds that gas, but it gets a very good jump against everybody, but leaves the second place battle between Garrett Helmlinger and Vernon Margheim, who are side by side. And ladies and gentlemen, a special treat coming to you live here on the Dre Broadcasting Network. The Crank It Up cam. Turn up the engines, turn up the volume. Enjoy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Crank It Up cam courtesy of the Dre Broadcasting Network with David Evely. Hope you guys enjoyed the listening to these V8 machines roar and sing as one. But here, man, we have a lot of drivers still battling a lot of position changes. But the updated top 10, Garrett Helmlinger is the new race leader. Christian DeFalco 2nd, Hunter McDaniel 3rd, Vernon Margheim 4th, Travis Pryor 5th, Timothy Hamlet 6th, Gary Whitson 7th, we have Gary Woolbot 8th, Adam Eisenhower 9th, and Rick Donathan in the 10th place position. Well, we talked about it last night in the Pro KNN series, ladies and gentlemen. We have some drivers who like to save in the early stages of the race, or in this case, of the runs, and gain later on. So it's either, you know, you can choose to lose now. By that I mean lose time, lose spots. Yeah, lose now and gain later when everybody else is losing, or gain now and lose later, and that later means the long run. So up front here, Hunter McDaniel, a driver who was caught at a very bad time by that caution, is back in the 2nd place spot, now behind the 90 of Garrett Helmlinger for the race lead. 33 Vern Margheim 4th, Travis Pryor 5th, and a status check on the 64 of Cody McFadden. McFadden got a piece of the action there that during the caution is currently in the 23rd place spot, 2 laps down, unfortunately, behind the 71 of Chris Thorman. And the 66 of Bobby Tinch as well here in this mix. He is on the lead lap, but his machine is struggling. It is suffering from some, it's got some front end damage on it. And that is not pretty. It's suffering on the top end and most likely the rotation as well. But so far he is still trucking with the help of the draft and his heavy right foot to counter it the best that he possibly can. And so far trying to hold off the 40 of Joshua Gillen. I haven't spoken much of Kerry Cleaver tonight, but he's currently behind the 40 of Joshua Gillen in the 15th place spot. Kerry was further back in the pack there early on, but he's still on the lead lap. And now he's being challenged by the 48 of Curtis Vollmer. And Curtis Vollmer's machine as well has seen better days. A little bit of a dent in the rear end as Kerry Cleaver goes high. And they'll be side by side off turn 4. And a lot of drivers being shown 1 or more lap down here so far. Only 17 drivers on the lead lap. We have David White, Jim Kelly, Tommy Massey, including Marty Ray. These 4 drivers 1 lap down, all racing hard for the lucky dog, or to be in the lucky dog position. We have Chris Thorman, Cody McFadden, Brent Kuhl. These 3 drivers being shown 2 laps down, racing hard for the 22nd place spot. And so far, Chris Thorman is holding that position. And Jason Eisenhower 3 laps down, unfortunately, but is still going nice and strong on the racing surface in the Sim Speed Shop machine on the exit of turn 2 as we speak. And Bryce Whitson Jr. has retired for the evening, unfortunately, because his machine is very damaged. And ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night is chase race number 3 of the Extreme Motorsports 99.com Xfinity Series. That's Xfinity Series, Extreme Motorsports 99 with Joe White and David Evely on the Online Sim Racing Network. So be sure to check them out as well. Check it out to watch the road to the championship in the Xfinity Series as well. And also on Thursday night, Cup Series, Extreme Motorsports 99.com Cup Series Chase Race number 3 as well, live on the Online Sim Racing Network with Joe White. We have Austin Hawkins in the chat. Welcome back, Austin Hawkins. Hope you're doing well tonight. And the lead change up front, ladies and gentlemen. Hunter McDaniel taking over the race lead away from the 90. Actually, he overtook the 90 of Garrett Helmlinger at the exact same time. DeFalco got around Helmlinger and bumped Helmlinger down to 3rd place. So now Hunter McDaniel in the lead with Christian DeFalco in the 2nd place spot. Garrett Helmlinger 3rd, Gary Whitson 4th, and Vern Markheim in the 5th place spot. And man, Travis Pryor, he went a lap down there early on, got his lap back the hard way, the lucky dog, and now back on the lead lap in the 6th place position. And already we have a lot of heavy movers. Garrett Helmlinger from 26th to 3rd, Vern Markheim from 16th to 5th, Gary Whitson from 15th to 4th. We have Timothy Hamlet 27th to 7th, Gary Woolbot 25th to 8th, Adam Eisenhower 14th to 9th, and Greg Bradshaw from 12th to 10th, and Dakota Craig 18th to 11th place. And now the top 3 drivers up front with less than a second within each other's range. But now going further back to the 4th place driver, Gary Whitson, being shown 2.2 seconds ahead. Behind Hunter McDaniel, the race leader, has David White just now rolling off pit road on the backstretch. So green flag pit stops seem to have started kicking in. Looks like, yes, they have. Tyler Holman, Kerry Cleaver went down pit road 1 lap ago. We noticed the first round of green flag pit stops. The leader up front, Hunter McDaniel, pitted in with 27 laps on his tank. But then the second round, he pitted in with 25 laps on his tank. So it makes me wonder, he's going to pit in with 25 laps or 27 laps on his tank. But once again, it all depends on the scenario. What I noticed was that he most likely pitted in with his short pit, or pitted in 2 laps before his first round of green flag pit stops, because he was being run down by Cody McFadden, who was 2nd place at the time. So he decided to go down pit road, get the fresh set of stickers, fresh set of tires, so he could be able to maintain his lead quite well without having Cody McFadden breathing down his neck like he had been doing. But Cody McFadden here hoping for the best. Here hoping that to get both laps back the hard way and get back up there and challenge Hunter McDaniel for that race. But DeFalco up front, man, is all over the 57 Hunter McDaniel like fudge cake on Sunday. And Hunter McDaniel definitely is feeling the pressure of DeFalco. Any mistake, he'll benefit from. Pit road getting nothing but busier. We have Bobby Tinch, Adam Eisenhower pitting in. Yep, Hunter McDaniel now having 25 laps on his tank. Christian DeFalco 26 laps on his tank. And Joshua Gillen going down pit road as we speak with 28 laps on his tank. And tires, because he did pit in under green flag conditions for the second round of pit stops. And ladies and gentlemen, it's very, very tricky pitting in, going down pit road, at least leaving the surface, trying to pit in off the exit of turn 4. We noticed there the carnage between the 4 of Brent Kuo and the 64 of Cody McFadden at the exact same time there early on. One of the drivers was almost clipped going down pit road, but pit road getting nothing but busier. Gary Whitson, Vern Markheim, Greg Bradshaw, Dakota Craig, and Rick Donathan all down pit road. I am not sure what happened to Curtis Vollmer, but Curtis Vollmer's machine is losing speed. Oh, he's actually clutching it in. Oh, man. Sounds like Curtis Vollmer is most likely almost out of gas. Yes, he is out of gas. He has 31 laps on his tires and tank. The max we've seen these drivers go on a tank is 28 laps, because last time we had 0.5 of Tommy Massey run out while going on his 29th lap on the tank. But yep, Curtis Vollmer is trying to crawl down to pit road as we speak. That is not pretty. We have Hunter McDaniel, Christian DeFalco, Travis Pryor, Gary Woolbot, Jim Kelly down pit road, including Garrett Helmlinger and Timothy Hamlet. So now only 4 drivers needing to pit in, namely Tommy Amasi, Marty Ray, David White, and Brent Kuhl. And a status check on the 48 of Curtis Vollmer. Curtis Vollmer is able to make it to his pit stop, yes! And the machine is back to life. He uses backup track, a brand new CarMax machine. Actually, I think I'm looking at have the wrong paint scheme loaded. But looks like Curtis Vollmer is going to be back in it to win it, but still, lots of time lost. So we have Tommy Amasi, Marty Ray on pit road, and that officially ends the 3rd round of green flag pit stops, ladies and gentlemen. Gonna take another commercial break here, a short commercial break. We'll be right back, so please stay tuned.
Don't let your first date be your last. Visit People Against Distracted Driving at PADD.org.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Las Vegas 350 Chase Race number 3 of 5 Extreme Motorsports 99.com Track Series live on the Dre Broadcasting Network from Las Vegas Motor Speedway, where we are under caution, and this one was a 3-wide incident involving one of the Chase drivers, Chase contenders, Tyler Holman, including 05 Tommy Amasi and 71 of Chris Thorman. Or in this case, Chase contenders Tyler Holman. There was a 3-wide incident off the exit of turn number 4. Very unfortunate. But the good thing about this caution, it did not seem to catch anybody at a bad time, because everybody had already pitted in a couple of laps back. But pit road is a very, very busy place. It's a very busy place on pit road. Hunter McDaniel leading everybody down it. And Curtis Vollmer gets the wave around the pace car, the lucky dog. He is back on the lead lap. Yes, he is. Congrats to Chase contender and points leader starting tonight's race, 48 of Curtis Vollmer. But here up front, Hunter McDaniel leads everybody down pit road. DeFalco comes out second. That's DeFalco coming out second. Gary Whitson third. Adam Eisenhower fourth. And Travis Pryor 5th. And an interesting fact, ladies and gentlemen, the caution had flew with about 32 laps remaining in tonight's race, and the drivers pitted in with 30 laps left in the race. So with that said, we have drivers clutching these trucks in, the suckers in. So we just might be a little bit short. Yes, we are going to be a little bit short on gas, but we have more than half the field trying to save some gas. And I say it time and time again, it's not an easy thing to save gas. Even for just one lap, it's a very, very difficult thing to do. You have to pretty much come to, 40 miles per hour, which in this case is about 20 miles an hour below the pace speed limit. So once again, everybody saving gas. It's going to be very close. It's going to be very, very close. We have some drivers either clutching them in, or even just shutting them off, or just riding in 4th gear and coasting at 3,000 RPM. Maybe less than that. But behind the pace car, we do have Brent Kuo, Jim Kelly, David White, including Cody McFadden behind the pace car. And Cody McFadden gets 1 lap back, and back to 1 lap down from 2 laps down. And McFadden as well is one of the Chase drivers, or Chase contenders. Just a refresher as to the drivers who are racing for the championship: Hunter McDaniel, Curtis Vollmer, Tommy Haynes, Tyler Holman, Bryce Whitson Jr., Cody McFadden, Rick Donathan, Bobby Tinch, Adam Eisenhower, Dakota Craig, Marty Ray, Tommy Amasi, and Gary Woobot. I repeat, Gary Woobot, Tommy Amasi, Marty Ray, Dakota Craig, Adam Eisenhower, Bobby Tinch, Rick Donathan, Cody McFadden, Bryce Whitson Jr., Tyler Holman, Tommy Haynes, Curtis Vollmer, and Hunter McDaniel. These 13 drivers all racing hard for that championship. But Cody McFadden up front gets around the pace car with a lot more drivers. David White, we have Brent Kuo, Jim Kelly, around the pace car, getting 1 lap back. Well, 28 laps left. We are back 1 to green, being led by Hunter McDaniel with the help of Adam Eisenhower. And on the inside, we will be led by Christian DeFalco with the help of 13 of Gary Whitson. Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, fingers crossed, because the drivers are going to be at least a lap and a half short on gas. So fingers crossed for that. The good thing about this, if it ends up going green, they can go down pit road and take no tires at all and only a splash of gas, which means, at least 1 gallon to end the race, just for 1 lap at least, even maybe less than that if they possibly can do that. So fingers crossed, this is going to come down to a fuel mileage race. Well, we are going green this time around. And the pace car is off. Hunter McDaniel finds the gas pedal immediately, and behind him Adam Eisenhower sees it coming in time to take over second place against 07 of Christian DeFalco and 13 of Gary Whitson, being pushed by the 81 of Travis Pryor entering turn 1 as 13 of Whitson to the inside of 07 of DeFalco. We are green flag racing, Las Vegas 350, chase race 3 of 5, ExtremeMotorsports99.com. And ladies and gentlemen, I can only imagine what the drivers are thinking right now, what's going on through their minds. At this point, it's all about trying to figure out the best thing to do. And, you know, if we end up going green the rest of the way, I guarantee nobody's going to take gas. I mean, no one's going to take tires. Not even 2 tires, just 0 tires and enough gas to make it. So once again, maybe a gallon or even less than that, just enough to make it the rest of the way, which means less time spent on pit road and more time doing some damage, spanking their opponents out there on the racing surface. And updated top 10, Hunter McDaniel, Adam Eisenhower, Christian DeFalco, Gary Whitson, Travis Pryor, Vernon Markheim, Dakota Craig, Timothy Hamlet, Garrett Helmlinger, and Joshua Gillen, top 10 respectively. And the 81 of Travis Pryor to the inside of the 13 of Whitson. And ladies and gentlemen, in the past we've seen such a scenario, such a situation like this, where the drivers are going to be a lap or lap and a half short. Some decides to just back it down all the way, just clutch it in all the way around the track, or just shut it off in the turns, and then get back into the gas on the exit of the turns, you know, turn 2 and turn number 4. But that's going to be very interesting, because once again, it's very difficult to save even for just 1 lap. So it's going to be throw quite the loophole or a curveball in the driver's strategies. Well, for the back in this pack, we have the 9-0 of Garrett Helmlinger here with a cluster 18 of Rick Donathan. We have Bobby Tinch. We have 40 of Joshua Gillen. 49 of Timothy Hamlet. We have 13 of Gary B. Whitson as well in this mix, and a lot of chase contenders. 18 of Rick Donathan here in this mix in the 12th place spot. A roadblock. Oh no! Bad netcode contact. Donathan is sideways. Oh, they're wrecking off the exit of turn 4. The green flag stays out. Donathan saves it. He's going down pit road. Nope, he's off pit road. The green flag somehow stays out. Oh man, that's unfortunate for Rick Donathan.
Well, we're going to look again at this here on the Dre Broadcasting replays. Take a look here as they were battling. It's what another friend of mine here, another broadcaster, he calls the Hornets. That is exactly what we had here. As you said, netcode there with Rick Donovan. He also gets up into the 74 Bradshaw, but somehow the green flag stays out. We stay under green flag condition.
Oh man, yeah, great sportsmanship by all the drivers out there, giving him some room to save it and backing it down to avoid making that worse than it actually was. And also nice save and great sportsmanship by Rick Donathan, saving it and keeping us green flag racing at his own cost. In this case, you know, him losing all that speed, momentum, and a bunch of spots. At this point, he's in desperate need of a caution, so he can be able to either get that backup truck and be back out here with everybody else at the exact same pace. But going back up front, Hunter McDaniel being challenged by the 86 of Adam Eisenhower, and Eisenhower making his presence known in the rear view of McDaniel, and any mistake McDaniel makes is going to be the benefit of Eisenhower. Oh man, as a result of the incident we just had off the exit of turn 4, it has caused a lot of drivers to let off the gas or just brake altogether, and losing all the speed and momentum. As a result, the field is more and more spread out here. But up front, the top 5 drivers: Hunter McDaniel, Adam Eisenhower, Christian DeFalco, Travis Pryor, and Vernon Markheim within a second of each other, actually less than a second of each other, with a 98 of Dakota Craig. So we have Dakota Craig, Joshua Gillen, Timothy Hamlet, Gary Whitson, and Bobby Tinch. That's 6th through 10th place drivers respectively. And a status check on Bobby Tinch. Bobby Tinch had some damage there early on, and he still has it. And Bobby Tinch as well is one of the chase contenders. And this race hasn't seemed to have gone his way, but he is still in it to win it. It's not over until it's over. And here, a few more laps left. 18 laps remaining. A little bit up front, we have some side-by-side going on 81 of... Oh, man, Adam Eisenhower gets into the wall of the exit of turn 2. Wow, I thought it was going to bounce back down into the 81 of Travis Pryor, but he saves it. But that's going to cost Adam a lot. Oh, his speed, his momentum in a bunch of spots, namely to Adam Eisenhower. Namely to Christian DeFalco, Travis Pryor, and Vern Markheim. And a lot of right-side damage on the Eagles machine. Yeah, that was a very weird situation for Adam Eisenhower. The machine just pushed way tight, way up into that wall off the exit of turn 2. And surprisingly, this just might be the first incident we've seen by the turn 2 wall. We saw a lot more incidents of that nature last night in the Pro KNN series right here in Las Vegas with round number 13 of 15. Once again in the Pro KNN series, but that was a nice save by Adam, still maintaining 5th place.
Yeah, the question is are they going to be able to make it on fuel? Did they save enough fuel during that last caution? We have 15 laps to go. They've got 16 laps already ran. We've seen them go 30 laps before running out of fuel. So it'll be a question of who's got the fuel to make it, who's going to have to come down for that spot.
Oh man, absolutely. From the calculations, these drivers have to put 31 laps on their tanks, and they're during green flag conditions. Actually, what we had seen were the drivers, the maximum we saw was 27 laps on tires, while we had Tommy and Massey trying to push it to 28 laps. Actually, no, that was 28 laps max, but then Tommy tried to push it to 29 laps on his tank, but that did not work out. He ended up running out of gas before making it down to pit road the next time around. So, yep. The drivers are going to be short, but some driver leaving pit road as we speak. It is the 4 of Brent Kuel, but Curtis Vollmer going down pit road. Jim Kelly, Greg Bradshaw all pitting in, including David White. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, do not expect to see these drivers take any tires, just a splash and go, and off they go. And Dakota Craig as well down pit road. Joshua Gillen pitting in as we speak, including Gary Woolbot.
Tell you, I'm looking here at the 81 of Travis Pryor. He is really backing it down. I think he is in fuel saving mode. I think he may try to make it on fuel. He's not pushing as hard as the rest. He might be in fuel conservation mode right now.
Oh, indeed, man. I respect his decision, but at the same time, I have my doubts. Oh, man, but fingers crossed for Travis Pryor. And also Christian DeFalco and McDaniel trying to just run it all the way. At this point, these drivers are staying out, or most likely trying to run their tanks dry, hoping for a caution, so they can be able to, what am I trying to say here? So they can be able to go down pit road under caution and still maintain their spots. And I just not noticed this, but Travis Pryor with the Epilepsy Foundation paint scheme. This is the paint scheme by the 11 of Ken Ladd, one of our drivers here in the track series, but he's not here tonight. We look forward to seeing him. Oh man, Travis into the back of 71 of Chris Thorman. Bad communication right there. Oh man, a lot of damage sustained by the front end of Travis Pryor and the rear end of 71 of Chris Thorman. Oh yeah, so far top 9 drivers: Hunter McDaniel, Christian DeFalco, Travis Pryor, Vern Markheim, Adam Eisenhower, Timothy Hamlet, Bobby Tinch, Garrett Hamlinger, and Gary Whitson. These drivers now having 22 laps on their tires and tank. So here in the next 6 laps, They should pit in or else they will end up sputtering, and that is never ever a good thing. They will end up being 3 laps short. I miscalculated there early on, but yep, 3 laps short is what they'll be if they do not pit in. And up front, Hunter McDaniel battling side by side with 74 of Greg Bradshaw, who's trying to avoid going another lap down, because he is already 1 lap down. Yeah, but it looks like he stays high to let Hunter McDaniel by, and Travis Pryor, I mean, that's going to deserve some of DeFalco, getting ever close to the rear end of McDaniel. But Travis Pryor now being shown 1.1 seconds behind the 2 leaders up front, DeFalco and McDaniel. Seems like Travis Pryor's machine has seemed to have started suffering since the contacts between him and one of the machines out there on the racing surface a couple of laps back. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, 7 laps left in tonight's race, less than 10 laps to go. That is 7 laps left, well now 6 laps left. Because the leaders just now crossed the start-finish line in a status check on the 18 of Rick Donathan. Rick Donathan being shown the last driver on the lead lap. Actually scratched that, he just went 1 lap down. So first driver 1 lap down, unfortunately, and way under speed due to the damage. Ladies and gentlemen, fingers crossed for this race. It's going to be quite the finish tonight. It's all about that fuel conservation. It's going to be a fuel mileage race here tonight for chase race number 3, the Las Vegas 350. Hang on to those seatbelts and may the best decision maker win.
Now, next flag will end the race.
Oh, yep, indeed. Next flag ends the race. 5 laps to go. If the drivers do not pit in the next 2 laps, a lot of sputtering taking place. We have Hunter backing it down, going down pit road as we speak, not trying to risk it. Yep, Hunter down pit road, but DeFalco is staying out and being shown the new race leader. So we have Hunter McDaniel, Travis Pryor pitting in. And J-Dog, where is Jim Kelly, the 23? Jim Kelly is currently running in the 18th place spot behind the 7 of Gary Woolbot. But here up front, we have DeFalco staying out 1 more lap. That's right, 1 more lap with 3 laps remaining. Focusing on DeFalco as we speak. He's going to go down pit road. He's going to go stay out 1 more lap. He actually backed it down to about 159. And now down 158. Actually, he's increasing speed now as we speak on the front stretch. Oh, he's backing it down again. He's saving gas.
2 to go.
2 to go. Can DeFalco save for 2 laps? Ladies and gentlemen, fingers crossed. I have my doubts, but I respect it. And in second place, driver Adam Eisenhower as well, staying out with 29 laps on his tires, and DeFalco going down to now less than 130. Yep, less than 131, 29, and decreasing on the front stretch. The white flag is out. His speed is decreasing. Nope, it's going back up again on this at the start finish line. This is the white flag, ladies and gentlemen. This is the white flag, and DeFalco's motor is still running, surprisingly. So he just might be able to make it.
It's going to be close. He's trying to make it. He's only got 2 more turns here. But here comes Gary Woodson. He is closing in a hurry.
Oh man, Gary gets around successfully, and that bumps DeFalco down to second place, and DeFalco is out of gas. Yes, DeFalco is out of gas and coasting to the start-finish line. A heck of a race. Oh man, he's gonna lose a lot of spots. He's gonna finish in the, let's see. He goes from first place. to third place. Not a bad finish. Oh man, heck of a strategy by DeFalco. So Gary Whitson wins tonight's race. Vernon Markheim second. Christian DeFalco third. Timothy Hamlet fourth. And Hunter McDaniel in the fifth place position. Well, I had my doubts, ladies and gentlemen, but a heck of a strategy by Christian DeFalco. Interview coming up before too long. Top 3 drivers and a special guest. That's Gary Whitson, Vernon Markheim, DeFalco. So please stay tuned. A quick question, Gary. Are we going to see a smoke show tonight? Or out of gas?
No, I am completely out. When I passed Christian, it started stumbling. So this is all I got.
Oh, man. 10-4. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are joined up in the booth by the top 3 drivers, Gary Whitson, Vernon Markheim, and Christian DeFalco. A heck of a race by you drivers, and your strategies ended up paying off there in the long run. We're going to start here with interviews with 13 of Gary Whitson. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic now. The race started off a little rough, didn't qualify so hot. I just couldn't get grips with the track early, but I decided to play some fuel mileage there at the end and pulled off the W.
Oh man, indeed, yeah, it was a heck of a race on your part. You know, we talked about how, yeah, despite what you went through tonight, you were able to keep your head high, execute some excellent green flag pit stops. And when it came down to the final stages of the race, what was going on through your mind when you decided, when you realized that you were most likely not going to be able to make it?
Well, I knew we could make it if we was conservative that entire run. So if you notice, I run the first lap or 2 of that run kind of hard, and then I immediately started cruising and half throttling through the turns and letting those guys go, knowing, if they could have gone that fast and made it, more power to them. But got to thank Jeff Gilliam and his sim racing apps for killing the fuel mileage tonight, and wish we could burn it down, but we're barely going to make it back to the pits.
Oh, most definitely, man. And congrats on your success here, despite that curve, but towards the very end, and your heck of a determination. We look forward to seeing you again next week at Michigan International. And before you go celebrating, final words.
Now, just thanks to you guys, thanks to the league for all they do for us, and looking forward to Michigan.
Well, congrats, brother, and see you again next week. Go celebrate.
Thank you, guys.
That was tonight's race winner 13 of Gary Whitson. But next in line is the 33 of Vernon Markheim. Good cut there, Vern.
Hey, not bad, huh?
Oh man, not bad at all. And a heck of a race, man. On the exit of turn 4 for the final lap, you were able to go from about 5th place to 2nd place. And Vern, man, your race did not start off to be the best. You got caught up in some an incident there early on where you were forced to use your only backup truck, man. How did you feel that shaped your race?
Well, it made me go on the back and be a little bit more conservative. The truck was all right. The setup was great. You can go full throttle for quite a while, but on these longer runs, I knew I could save some fuel. So on this last run, I just saved during the caution all the way through the green, saved during the green all the way to the end. I was running out coming out of turn 4, but I was also shutting it off in the corners just to save fuel because I knew I had a shot at it. And when I started seeing these guys coasting down the backstretch, I thought, you got to be kidding me. I got a chance at this. So hats off to Gary for saving enough fuel, Christian DeFalco for saving enough fuel. It was a great race. The races are getting better. A little less cautions makes it more interesting. Fuel strategy makes it interesting for the fans to watch. I really want to thank IndianaDiesel.com. GTR Simulator, of course. IndianaDiesel.com. If you guys need diesel parts, diesel engines, look us up, IndianaDiesel.com. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.
Well, buddy, congrats on your success here tonight. We know that your season has not been, the best. You've had a lot more downs than ups, but now it seems to be turning around for the better, and it's very commendable. It doesn't go unnoticed that you stay determined despite the bad luck or the bad races you have every now and then. And we look forward to seeing you again next week at Michigan. And before you go, man, any final words?
No, just want to say thank you for watching. I look forward to the next race.
And that was the second place driver, 33 of Vernon Markheim. But next in line is a 07 of Christian DeFalco. Get up there, Christian.
What's up?
Oh, Christian, I know you're most likely disappointed, but how's your experience, man?
It was pretty good. I did better than I expected. I bought the track like 15 minutes before the race started, got like half a lap out, and then won, so...
Dang, man, got the track 15 minutes before the race begun here tonight and was still able to finish third, qualify 7th. Oh, what a heck of a performance on your part. And give us a rundown of the last couple of laps, man, when you realized that, when you saw that Hunter McDaniel went down pit road, the leader. He gave up the race lead, went down pit road. And it wasn't looking too good for you. We thought you're going to end up running out of gas before you could get to the start-finish line, which ended up being the case. What was going on through your mind at that point?
I knew the gas was depleting quickly, and I just tried to save as much as I could. It was going too fast for the gas tank.
Oh yeah, and also before the white flag had flown, we noticed you ended up backing it down to about less than 130 miles per hour before the start-finish line, man. But you were still able to bring this thing home in the third place spot. And thinking about it now, if you were to change something, do you think maybe going down pit road one final time would have been the way to go?
No, I think I should have just saved more fuel on the pace and maybe cut the apron. Anything. A Lamau. Nah.
Oh, 10-4, man. Well, congrats on your success here. Despite the sudden turn of events there on the exit of turn number 4, you're still able to come out on the podium. Very, very commendable. I look forward to seeing you again next week at Michigan. And in finals, before you go.
Just a couple final words. I'd like to thank Lucran Automotive making the truck run well.
Well, buddy, congrats on your success once again here tonight, and see you again next week, 2 spots higher at Michigan. Have a good night. And that was the third place driver, 07 of Christian DeFalco. So these 3 drivers, Gary Whitson, Vern Markheim, Christian DeFalco, first through third, are not in the chase. But we have a special guest who is the chase driver, the 86 of Adam Eisenhower. Get up there, buddy.
I do, Sean. Good evening.
How are you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing all right. It was a pretty rough night.
Oh man, yeah, we can imagine. Yeah, everything did not seem to go your way tonight. But still a heck of a performance, a heck of a show on your part after having quite the race last night too in the Pro K&N series. And coming to tonight's race, what was going on through your mind, man? You knew that so much was on the line. You are here in this chase, in it to win it. You were 11th place in points, or last place in points in the chase, trying to advance your spot. So what was your strategy coming into tonight's race to better yourself?
Well, coming in the race, I mean, being, I think, 36 points out of the lead or something like that, that's pretty much insurmountable as far as for 3 races. So I wasn't even counting myself in the chase. I have some eyesight difficulties in my VR headset. Somehow in practice, my eyes got crossed, and I saw double and triple the entire race tonight. So I was kind of on borrowed time. I was actually just going to start and pull over if I couldn't drive, and I was very close to not being able to drive. So then towards the end, I was behind Hunter, and I was just trying to hold off other people. I didn't have the guts to pull up alongside of him or even try to race for the lead. So I was just trying to run it out, and a car got into me, put me into the wall with about 15 to go, and I was trying to save. And in all of my distractedness, I was a lap short in my calculations. I only thought I had 1 lap to go, and I was running out, so I figured I coasted around. And then as I was stopping, it said white flag, and then I realized I made a grave mistake. But congratulations to first and second place. They ran a good race, and you know, they conserved their fuel. And congratulations to Hunter too. He deserved. I think he deserved to win that race based on how he ran all night.
Oh, most definitely, man. Yeah, we're sorry to hear about the stuff you had to go through tonight to bring this truck to the checkered flag. And Adam, I know you talked about how you're not really counting yourself in the chase, but man, you know, tonight you finished ahead of a lot of heavy hitters in this chase. For example, we have Tyler Holman, Cody McFadden, we have Bryce Whitson, including Tommy Haynes. You finished ahead of these 4 drivers in the chase. So how do you feel this this shapes your next upcoming races?
Well, that makes my mistake hurt even more, because I haven't looked to see who finished where. You know, if I would have finished in the top 5, then maybe I could have almost made up 20 spots or 20 points to some of those guys. So yeah, that you made it hurt a little bit more now that I see it. I wish I would have just pitted in, and you know, I probably could have got a top 5, 6, or 7 out of it with a pit stop. But you know, it is what it is. You know, I didn't have all the info at hand, and yeah, I didn't do it the right way.
Oh man, no worries. You still have 2 races, man. You know, it's not over until it's over. A lot of things do change, and you are an amazing driver, man. You get the job done regardless of what you have to go through to bring it home. You know, you either bring the checkered flag home or the steering wheel home every single time, and that's very, very commendable. And we're gonna let you go, you know, get some practice get ready for next week's race, Chase Race 4 at Michigan. But before I let you go, any final words?
Yeah, thanks. Thank you guys for putting this on. Thanks to ExtremeMotorsports99.com for the leagues they run. They run good tight ships, and I appreciate it. And I guess I'd be remiss if I don't congratulate the Philadelphia Eagles and wish them the best of success in the Super Bowl.
Oh, 10-4, brother. Well, congrats on your race here tonight, finishing ahead of 4 Chase Race drivers for the championship. We look forward to seeing you again next week at Michigan. Now go celebrate, and see you next week.
Thank you, guys. Have a good week.
And that was 86 of Adam Eisenhower. And that rounds up interviews Gary Whitson, Vernon Markheim, and Christian DeFalco, including Adam Eisenhower. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was a heck of a race. It was a hectic finish. It wasn't looking too promising for Christian DeFalco, but he had it all down. He was still able to come out on the podium in the 3rd place spot behind Vernon Markheim and Gary Whitson, and ahead of Timothy Hamlet and Hunter McDaniel. A heck of a race. A lot of green flag pit stops all race long, and we can never ask for anything more. We do hope that you guys enjoyed it as well, just as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you live here on the Dre Broadcasting Network, Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And ladies and gentlemen, this was Las Vegas 350, the Las Vegas 350 Chase Race 3 of 5 ExtremeMotorsports99.com Track Series. And the next race, Chase Race number 4, that's the race before the championship. Known as a tongue twister. That's the race before the championship, or the race before the crown. So be sure to be there. Michigan International for the LIT Printing 200. That's the LTI Printing 200 at Michigan International. I am Sean Zulu, and David Everly behind the cameras. And thank you very much for being a part of the action and Evo PC Gaming tuning in. Welcome, Evo PC. Hope you're doing well tonight. We look forward to seeing you again for the next race. And ladies and gentlemen, Chase Race number 3 tomorrow night in the ExtremeMotorsports99.com Xfinity Series. That's Xfinity Series, Extreme Motorsports 99 with David Everly and Joe White up in the online Sim Racing Network booth. So be sure to check them out live on YouTube. Once again, I'm Sean Zulu and David Everly. We are wishing you guys a good night. Thanks for watching. See you again next time.